Hello, Dai here from Timeslip Softworks. Welcome to Vigilantes Development video 43. This video covers the changes made in the first half of the version 22 update. Now, version 22 isn't available just yet, but it will be in roughly 2 weeks from now. What you're looking at here is a new map which has been added. It's a second subway map, and this is sort of like a slightly more upscale subway station, and it's also quite a long and big map too. So that's one of the first things. A pretty substantial addition in this update is the addition of a new ally. This character's name is Arkady. He's a former army officer, and he'll serve as the squad leader if Sam doesn't want the job. Like all other allies, he has a unique perk. In his case, it's called Stand Fast, and what it does is if a character in his team takes damage which should incapacitate them, this perk will kick in. It will activate once per battle, and the character will not be incapacitated but remain standing with 1 HP. So it could be very useful in some situations. After that, let's see. I just need to find a particular map now to show you a couple of the other things. So since I've added a leader, effectively a leader character, I figured it would be a good time to take a look at the how leadership works in the game. Now, if you've been playing the game, you're probably aware that the character with the highest leadership value is declared as the leader for the player team. And what this previously did, and still does, is it provides a bonus to, in this case for Sam, with his current level stats and skills, it provides a leadership bonus, 4% chance to hit, and this also tells us now that Sam's declared as the leader for this encounter, so you'll know who the leader is. This has been extended to cover enemy troops as well. So the enemy team can also have a leader who will provide, in this case it's this character. You can see the same icon there, it's a temporary icon. And you'll notice that this icon, which is not a very good icon to show a leadership bonus, is also in play. So this character is receiving a leadership bonus from this character. Now we'll update these icons before the version goes live. There's also a snag though. Leadership is a more useful skill. Now I'll cover a little more why it concerns the perks, but there's also a snag, as in if you lose your leader, if Sam goes down in this case, all of the other characters get a status effect called Ronin, as in the masterless samurai, and this is quite a severe status effect. It reduces initiative by 1, it reduces your AP per turn by 1, and it reduces your max AP by 1. So you don't really want to get this. It could definitely swing the battle the wrong way. But the same is true for the enemy team. If you can find the enemy leader, if there is one, there may not always be, and take them out, all enemy units will get this status effect as well. Very quickly covering, not all enemies can be leaders, by the way. The basic troops, such as this character, these kind of lower end troops, they can't be leaders. Not even all specialists can be leaders. To give a quick summary, if there's a gang boss or a gang lieutenant available, they will be a leader. For the Church of the Final Exodus, all of the specialist troops can be leaders, so the fanatic, which you see there, and the chaplain, the kind of big bulky guy, he can also be a leader. For the case of the Mafia and the Survivalists though, none of the existing specialists can be leaders, so the Hitman, the Enforcer, the Sniper and the Gunner, they can't be leaders. So I've added 2 new characters. I've added a Mafia made man who will serve as a support character and a leader in the absence of a higher up leader, and I've also added a survivalist non-commissioned officer which will serve the same function. And moving on to why leadership is more valuable now, I've added a number of perks. One for Arkady, which I've already mentioned, but there is another perk called Tactical Delay, and this allows you, as you're probably aware if you're playing the game, you can delay the turn position for 1 AP, maybe let enemies close in on you or for some other advantage. If you have Tactical Delay, or if your character in your party is Tactical Delay, which is leadership based, you can do this for free from now on. The second perk which I've added relating to leadership is All Out Offensive. And what this does, it increases damage, it should be for all party members, by 40% for 1 turn. It costs 5 AP and it has a 2 turn cooldown. So at a time that your character is ready to do damage, sacrificing the leaders, a significant amount of the leader's AP, could be a very, very good move. It may also leave the leader vulnerable and may leave them open to attack. So there's definitely, there's some, there are some options here. You have to make your, best decision as to what works best for you. And moving on to the last perk, it's not strictly leadership perk. But it does relate to the presence skill, which is quite closely related to leadership. Now you'll notice this character has gained a terror status effect. Previously there was an intimidating presence. I've kind of changed this around to 2. I've changed this around to fearsome presence, which is kind of like the tier 1 effect, or the tier 1 perk, and terrifying presence, which is the tier 2. And what this does is it reduces the characters. Basically they're so afraid of your character that it undermines their ability to attack you. Psychologically, they're not really fully committing to the attack, they're afraid, and it's interfering with their ability to hit you. So this works on a similar basis. It has a radius and it will apply this effect to all characters within the radius. Now it's likely that some characters will be resistant or immune to various levels of these effects, so that's something that's likely to come a little bit further down the line. And I've just one last thing to show you very quickly before I go. A number of people have kind of pointed out that this is sort of the way that the city map used to work. The back button here was kind of clunky, and they suggested moving the top buttons from the main UI in here. And I thought it's a very good idea, because it's just it allows you to just achieve in one click what you could do with perhaps 2 or even more clicks in the past. So I've also added that, and it'll allow for kind of better continuity. It would also show the time here and how much money you have, so it provides a little more information, and it's kind of a nice little quality of life improvement. And that's pretty much it for this update. As I said, roughly 2 weeks until version 22 is released, and I'll release another development video around then so you can see the rest of the changes. So until then, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.